Also, side note and fun fact, my mom, this was actually my mom's salvation message, was through The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It was not this version, because my mom was a kid, so it was a cartoon version that came out in the 70s. And she got saved, so she watched it. And then my grandma was relating all of the biblical allegories that she knew of that were in the movie, in the story, and she relayed it to my mom. And she went over it, and so my grandma used The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe as... Here we go. My grandma used this as a way... I think she read her the books too, but anyway, it was after she watched the cartoon version. My grandma used it as a ministering tool to my mom, who was like 4, maybe 5 at the time. And so that's actually how my mom got saved and came to Christ. There's many different biblical allegories and different hidden meanings that C.S. Lewis wrote throughout the series. But the main one that everyone talks about is Aslan dying for the sins or for the betrayal that Edmund committed. So, and just everything about it, and how Aslan rose again and defeated the White Witch. And it's really, you just see biblical themes and allegories throughout the entire series when you read the books, and it shows in the movies too. I mean, even just there's salvation, there's just even being led by the Holy Spirit, or allegories about obeying. And I mean, this is big time in Prince Caspian. Like, are we really gonna look for God for guidance, or are we gonna turn away? So there's a lot, and just kind of do our own thing, and oh well, God's not around, because that's actually a big thing that people give is, oh yeah, God's forsaken us, like he's not around, so why should we go look for him? And so they'll turn to the White Witch, Satan, for guidance, or ways of the world for guidance. So that's a big one in Prince Caspian right there. There's many different allegories throughout the whole series. Another one off the top of my head is in the last battle, Susan does not go to Aslan's country, which is heaven, because she's after the ways of the world. Well, there you go. And she has forgotten about Narnia and Aslan. Well, that's kind of, people who go into the world and they choose the world over God. So there's another allegory right there. Another one is in, I believe it's The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, when he talks about, I have another name in your world. And there's that whole scene. There's like tons of biblical stuff in that scene. And he talks about, in your world, I have another name. You must learn to know me by it. And, which is Jesus, and he's the son of Aslan is the son of the emperor who lives across the sea, and who's God. And anyway, there's just like a bunch of stuff riddled throughout the series that you'd have to, anyway, look into it, or anyway, there's a bunch of cool stuff. There's this YouTube guy, I think it's called Into the Wardrobe or something like that. Anyway, and he does like a bunch of Narnia lore, and he goes into biblical meanings, and I think there's a few other people that do too. But anyway, that's YouTuber guy. But anyway, yeah, you can use Narnia as a salvation tool if you need to, But anyway, that's how my mom got saved, and it's just kind of stuck through the family and has been an important part of our family, and it was always my favorite. So anyway, if you like fantasy movies that are geared toward PG rating, I think it's PG, but anyway, whatever it is, Um, PG. Okay. Then this is for you. Uh, if you like biblical allegory stuff, I highly recommend you read the books. Enjoyed the movie too, but yeah, read the books totally. And yeah. Anyway,